Tyler Payne looking to drive one into a gap and send Sam Tidaback on his way. Here's the 1-1 pitch. He drives this one down the right field line. That's going to one-hop up against the railing. They'll send Tidaback. Here comes the throw. It's late. The Emerald Twins.
I've been a Cubs fan probably as long as I could remember. My dad grew up on Fullerton Avenue, downtown Chicago, and ever since growing up, he told me stories, playing at the park. He was a big Ron Santo, Ryan Sandberg guy, Fergie Jenkins, all those guys. And, ever since I was a little kid, we always wore blue, and it was always cheering for the Cubs, so that's kind of how it happened. I would have to say it was probably like my 7th or 8th birthday. They were still playing in October. It was weird. It wasn't the playoffs yet, but we went to a regular season game. And, I used to be a big Sammy Sosa guy. And every time Sammy Sosa would come out of the dugout, he would run all the way down the line, and he would run through right field, and he would have his finger up like a number one, just running, and everybody in the outfield would go crazy. So, I kind of just that stuck in my mind for the last, 20 or so years. I would have to say my dad, yeah, he taught me everything I knew about baseball. He taught me how to throw, how to catch, how to hit, just how to play the game right, how to have a good attitude and everything. So, it all came down from him at the start.
I had those same dreams and aspirations when I was a kid. When I grew up 30 blocks away from Wrigley Field, now Sam's had the same goals, and now he's on his way there. I was never the guy to get up and clap and yell and scream, but now, I'm doing that now because I have tremendous pride.
Kind of feel bad for my mom that she had to go through all this, but, growing up, it was always, get ready for the games. We got to travel, we got to go. My parents were my biggest fans, and they were always there for me.
It is a weird dynamic. I always say, I don't have a girl, I have the boys, but the boys love their mom. Like, I'm the one who just keeps it all together. We always made it a point, like, at least once a year, toward the end of the season, when we were done with our travel, baseball, and everything, then we would go to a Cubs game. Yeah, he was always, very focused on the game when he was there.
Even when he was a kid, he was there to watch the ball game and watch his favorite players play. Yeah. That was a priority one to him.
It's like he was there to learn more. It's like he didn't have enough baseball knowledge. He wanted to learn more. And even nowadays, all we talk about is, when are you coming home so we can go to a Cubs game? And it's like we go there, just to learn and appreciate how good these guys really are. And that's how I feel like how he's been since day one, going to games and trying to learn as much as he can from the pros, because hopefully one day he was going to be a pro.
Having a brother and having my dad and my mom be supportive, it was always around baseball, and it paid off. So I've been very lucky.
He's my throwing partner for life.
I was probably 7, 8 years old. They were like, "Hey, let's take a tour of the stadium before one of the games."
It was the coolest thing ever. It's like what you wanted to do your whole entire life.
Got there, took a tour. We were up in the press box, where Harry Carey used to be, so it's real historical.
We got to go into the clubhouse. Sammy Sosa was my favorite Cub of all time, so I ran under that rope and I touched his jersey, and it was awesome. Being a Cubs fan, it's just you get that feeling over your body. You're like, wow, they're gonna go on the field and experience and get to play catch down there and be next to the ivy, and it's crazy just looking up and seeing where those guys get to play. You get the chills being in there. We've always been fans of the Cubs. We were taking ground balls on the field and stuff, and to be able to play catch with my brother in the outfield of Wrigley Field was one of the coolest moments of my life.
It's one of those things where you look back and wow, I can't believe that we were sitting, where the players got to sit. It was unbelievable. At first, I didn't think it was going to be the Cubs. I flew out to Seattle 2 weeks before the draft to do a workout for the Mariners, and I thought that was going to be it. And they were like, "Hey, look for your name." And I didn't get taken. It was like the 17th, probably 18th round. I was like, what? I can't take it anymore. I'm just going to go outside. And I got a text from my agent that said, "I really hope you like the Cubs." And I said, "What? I've been a Cubs fan my entire life. Why would he text me, 'I hope you like the Cubs'?" And then I hear my mom and my grandma just run out of the house because they were listening on the computer.
And then they said, "And the Cubs select Sam Tidaback." And the minute I heard Tidaback, I was like, "Oh my God!" And I went running outside, and I was screaming and yelling. And
they were like, "Wow, you got picked," all this stuff. So surreal. It hit me. I was like, "Hey, I get to play baseball. That's unreal."
But he didn't know what team. So he looks at me and he goes, "What team?"
My mom started absolutely just shedding tears.
And I said, "It's the Cubs!" And I just started bawling, and he just crouched down, and he was crying, and everybody was crying and hugging and yelling.
as soon as it hit me, that's just, I got down on a knee, I started crying. It was crazy.
The people from next door came with their Cubs flag. It was unbelievable.
Probably the best moment of my life, to be honest, up to now. So, that's kind of how it happened. M's like, we're killing it. We just won 51 games. It's unbelievable, and we're going to be in the playoffs soon. Seeing all the other affiliates succeed and the Cubs succeed, me being a Cubs fan is exciting because you get to be on good teams, you get to be around good people and good coaches and, good fans. The place is always packed. So, it's been unreal being with the Cubs, and I can't wait for the years to come.
Julie's going to tell you that she always knew that it was going to be the Cubs. And it's an absolute dream come true.
It's like Jeter's story. Sam's dream was to go up and play for the Cubs. And his dream really came true. To be in the organization is a dream.
Yeah, I feel like actually seeing the contract and saying, hey, like, you're an employee of the Chicago Cubs, like, that was a big deal. When you actually finally signed the sheet of paper, it was awesome because you got to put on the logo, you got to put on the uniform, you got to wear it, you got to go out and actually play. That was a build up, and it was awesome.
I'm just speechless that it was the Cubs because, again, it was the icing on the cake. Just to get drafted, it's so hard, and it's such an accomplishment. But then for it to be your hometown team that you grew up loving, this is like the ultimate accolade.
That'd be the greatest feeling I've ever had in my life because I've always imagined, being on the field and actually playing for the team that I've, grown up cheering for. And, if one day I got the opportunity to, go out and play and win for them, just for the Cubs and for the community that I'm from and just for everybody that's a Cubs fan, I think that'd be a huge honor. I love everything about it. I love going to a game, walking up the steps, seeing the field, having the sounds and the smells, and seeing guys that you watch on TV and seeing guys that you look up to. It's just, it's a surreal feeling, and just now that I get the chance to actually pursue it is, that's a dream come true for sure.